All right, we have been getting a lot of questions through our website and our Instagram page and Facebook about if I'm only gonna buy one knife from you guys, what am I gonna buy? And we're really talking about more of a situation of in the field, of a knife that you're gonna carry on a hunt. And that's really kind of a loaded question, but I definitely think it's an important one to address. A lot of that question is answered by you yourself and what you actually like in a knife that you want to carry. I have what I think is kind of a perfect knife. It's what I launched the company with, and there's a reason why I designed that knife the way I did, and that's our Blackfoot blade. I grew up in the Blackfoot River Valley. I fished, I hunted birds, I hunted elk, deer, tried to draw a moose tag, but I didn't get to hunt moose there, but I did hunt moose in Canada. All kinds of different things, plus just carrying that knife every day at work. The Blackfoot blade to me is the blade that does it all. Now, does the Blackfoot blade do it all perfectly? Is it perfectly designed to take on a moose hunt or to take fishing? Not necessarily. That's why we've been coming out with blades as we go along as a company, and we're gonna be coming out with more to try to hit certain targeted things that we can do better with a certain knife. Like our flathead fillet, like our bear tooth skinner, knives like that that are purpose-driven knives. The Blackfoot blade though, is a knife that I love to carry for deer hunting, for elk hunting, for all those situations. I don't personally not like or need a great big knife. 90% of the time you're not using your knife, you're just carrying it. And so I don't wanna carry a lot of extra weight and extra bulk. The longer a blade is, the more it's gonna catch on brush, potentially lose it. When I'm inside the cavity of an animal, I like to choke up on that knife and have my finger right out on the tip of that blade where I can really guide it around the diaphragm and the different things that I'm doing. So I can do that with a Blackfoot knife. That being said about the Blackfoot, there are other knives in our lineup that are very similar that do a lot of different things. Our Speed Goat knife, for example, is similar to our Blackfoot, but even lighter, about half the weight. That's a knife, again, where if you're counting ounces, if you're cutting the handle off your toothbrush, or you like a knife with paracord where you can take that paracord off and use it. Again, that Speed Goat is more about weight, a person who wants to have the least amount of weight possible. On the other end of that spectrum, we have our Stonewall and our Super Cub knives. Those are knives that are much more geared towards the elk hunting range of animals to like moose, bear, brown bear, things like that. A lot of the African animals are huge animals. And so a Super Cub or a Stonewall would be great in those circumstances. The other thing that a Stonewall does really well is it skins. Our Blackfoot blade, we get people that say, I just don't like a blade with that much tip. It's too pointy. I poke holes in the hide when I'm skinning. I just want more belly on a knife. And that's why we have the Stonewall. Super Cub, again, that's more of a kind of a skinny knife, but it has more of a point. Like the Blackfoot, it's just bigger. We have guys that show up and their hand just swallows my hand. I kind of have an average size hand, I think. And I have guys that walk up to our booth at shows and their hands are freaking double the size of mine. So they want a blade that or a handle that they can hold on to. Our Blackfoot blade has a pretty small handle. And some guys like to really grip a knife. They're doing hard work with it. They need to get a hold of that thing and push it or pull it through material. Stonewall and a Super Cub are great for that. When it comes to breaking down meat when you're at home, our bear tooth or our flathead fillet / boning knife, those knives are great to me to have in your shop or your garage at home to help skin out hides, flesh those hides, or break down meat in your kitchen or in your garage to prepare for making sausage or grinding up your meat, wrapping up steaks. So, our stainless versions of our knives are great for the fishing and the people who are more into the water sports, especially the saltwater. As you see more of our Magna Cut steel come out, those are blades you should be watching for. Lastly, I'll say everyday carry. We have our Fieldcraft Survival everyday carry concealed carry knife coming out. Again, for those of you who are walking with a backpack or going to work, maybe you're wearing a dress or leggings, a skirt, and you don't have pockets for a pocket knife, but maybe you work kind of in a sketchy part of town, you ride the subway, you're just worried a little bit about, potentially what you could run into in a case of self-defense. That knife is a concealed carry knife. It carries inside the waistband. A nice loose shirt just goes right over the top of it. And you don't have to look like someone who's carrying a weapon around, especially in these big cities, and you kind of get some crazy looks. So anyway, that's the lineup of our knives. That's kind of the reason behind it. That Blackfoot blade really covers all of it. But we do have specific purpose-driven knives where you can dial yourself in a little bit, get a bigger handle, a lighter knife, or a little bit more purpose-driven. So that's our lineup of knives, and that's what I think you should be looking at carrying every day.